Good morning. It's a pretty morning. It's actually raining a little bit. Nice and bright and early, and I couldn't sleep anymore, so I started working on the video for this week.
So this can go here.
The bus run's kind of something set up so that we can throw a blow-up mattress up there for now. He's thinking. The pop top was dirty. I had to wash it. It was getting mildewy. It's time to use this bus. But I'll show you a couple things I did. First off, I cleaned it. I gotta re-vacuum it though because it's full of dust. But I also, ta-da, put the Volkswagen symbol on. Things like this window, this driver's side window, when you go to roll it down, it would pop off the little thing that was on, so I put some adhesive sealant on that too. But yeah. Guess what we're driving in? The bus. It's on the road again, and there's the bed up there in the back. We're gonna. It's a prototype for right now.
Might use a net instead. I'm thinking about a net.
Like a real tight net across. That'll be lightweight.
I think that would work.
I think that's a good idea too.
Strap.
So, bus is driving really good, and then it broke down again.
See all the fuel in there now?
Yeah. And then it was just running really rough like it was, like it's been doing. And then we looked at the fuel filter, and there was some air bubbles coming in the fuel filter. So we were like, man, it is fuel. We thought it was probably a combination of a couple things, electric and fuel, but it was definitely fuel.
The thing is,
Did you unplug the electric?
yes, I did.
Okay, good.
That's the
So
part is that you find the problem.
now they're hopefully figured it out, and now we don't have to have it die on us every time it gets. It'll get hot, it'll warm up, and then it'll die.
Not overheating.
And then when it cools off, you can start it again. But yeah. Anyway, explain what you're doing.
We're making the, what is this called?
It's the base of the fuel pump.
Yeah.
It should drop down in there real easy because when the motor gets hot,
It expands.
it squeezes on that and doesn't allow that little rod to go up and down. It gets stuck up.
So that's why it keeps dying of starvation.
And that's why it stops getting fuel.
Because it's, yeah, no fuel.
And that's why we saw them air bubbles coming through.
Yeah.
And it's because it was blocked. Because
I hope this is the last thing on this.
Well, it won't be the last thing, but this is the last.
Yeah, wait, let me use my finger like this.
The thing is, you start learning what it is, and you can fix it on the side of the road as long as you bring the stuff with you. They're pretty simple. It's just.
Okay, do it again.
I want to see your knuckles.
That's better.
Mine?
It just drops in, and before you couldn't even pull it out.
Yeah, Ava saw it. Before I could hardly get this out. I was like, trying to get it out. We tried to put it back in and we couldn't. Now it's.
So what did you have to take out of it? Or would you sand it?
The very tip.
Just this part here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
And see, this rod rides inside of it.
Yeah.
And it must get
Hot. Swell up.
Expand it.
and it expands, and I wonder if it wouldn't hurt to sand this down just a little.
No, they didn't say I wouldn't.
If it happens again, maybe try it. But
Well,
for
this
now.
should ride through there smooth out.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's not, it can't hurt to sand that down just a little. Because look, it's kind of getting stuck.
Well, it looks a little. Let's take a look at it. It looks a little banged up.
Yeah, pitted.
I think I'll just sand that a little too. Okay, so this is.
Oh, this thing is all galled up on the side.
Yeah. And if that stops moving, then, but this was probably the one thing that was, and then that swelled up, and then with that being galled up on top of it, it can't hurt to sand the edges. You just don't want to sand.
Look at it, how galled up it is.
Yeah, you just don't want to sand the length of it. You know, the length here.
Yeah.
But the sides, that's not going to matter. So here, hold that again like you were able. Actually, this would even be maybe a fuel leak. No, it wouldn't be fuel. This is just oil. So it lays on there.
And here the.
And now the oil fuel pump. Ava's the expert at getting that on. So wait a minute, let me get it lined
Oh yeah,
up
go
for you.
back underneath
I
that.
just switch those around. That goes over there. That's not flowing. Fuel hose is on. Close. What do we do?
So that was the last obscure thing that was happening with the engine. That what would happen is it would get hot and then it would die. And it was doing this for a while before we figured out from actually a YouTube channel. I think I'm gonna link that YouTube channel on my onto this video just for that very reason, because it saved. Oh man, I don't think we would have ever figured that out. It was so obscure and such a random thing that we would have never known that was what the problem was. But it sure was, and we fixed it. So the bus has been running really good, and yeah, finally. So whenever we say that the engine's running really good, we have the wood piece right here that we knock on. Burn. Where'd you go? Oh. What you need?
I don't know. Try to keep the dinghy here. Maybe just wrap it around the front of the.
It was time to scrub Norna. She needed her bottom scrubbed, and we were kind of fighting full moon tides.
Pull that tight, tight.
Plus the water was starting to get chilly. It's time to get Pete a wetsuit. I need a GoPro.
Not too much.
Mold right there too. Guess I'll wipe some mold down out here. This video is not sped up. This is how fast this current was. It was a fight. I stood in the dinghy and kind of helped brace it so that Pete had enough pressure to push against the hull of the boat so he could scrape some of the, well, not too many barnacles, but a lot of grass lately. The water is getting colder. Putting insulation in the bus. We're just gonna get this little area today. We got more other errands to do. The spray adhesive stuff is stanky. I gotta set the timer for 4 minutes to let it air out, really, I think is why they do that. And then we'll stick it all together. Alright, starting getting insulation in here. Insulation there, and insulation in here. There's going to be insulation all on this part, and then insulation all around. getting there. It's exciting. Finally working on stuff on the inside instead of the engine. I'm also gonna get some tint for the bus, so that'll be cool. So, woohoo!